It's lovely to be back with everyone again online, although I have to say, after being open for 14 Sundays, it's actually come as more of a shock the church is closing this time than it almost was the first time. I really enjoyed each Sunday and each occasion that we met together over the weeks that we were open, and I pray, of course, that it won't be very long until we'll be open and able to join again physically in our buildings. But until then, we are back online. I hope you've enjoyed the diocesan service over the last 3 Sundays. Even though I've been involved in doing those, I wanted just to take a couple of Sundays to catch my breath a little bit, hence not having our own parish service online. But from this Sunday, the 1st of November, right through until we are open again, and even beyond, we will be back with our online services via YouTube. You will see that I am not on my own, that I have someone with me this morning who is going to help lead the service. In fact, someone is going to be here for the next 10 Sundays or so leading the service. Now, it might be a familiar face, but for those who maybe don't recognize the face, it's worth firstly asking the question, who are you?
Well, my name is Andrew Pierce, and if you do know me, it may be because at one time I was a diocesan reader, still am a diocesan reader here in the Diocese of Kilmore, Elphin, and Ardagh. But now I am a student, a second-year student.
A second-year student at the
Church of Ireland Theological Institute.
Before we get into that, and I haven't been sponsored to do this, but you also might recognize Andy. He and his wife Jackie run JB Hope in the middle of Cavan Town. You get a mean cup of coffee there. So that comes for free, Andy. Okay? Next time it will be sponsored. So you might recognize Andy from different places. And indeed, if you are in the parish, you also might recognize Andy, because Andy, you're married to
the former Jacqueline Johnston, Johnny and Sarah Johnston's oldest daughter.
Okay, and they, of course, are in Billis Parish. So you are familiar to this part of the world, and you're familiar to our group of parishes because you have led services in your role as diocesan reader in the past. So it's good to have you here with us. You've mentioned that you are second year in the Theological College, and it's with that hat on that you are here. So what are you doing here? Now, I don't mean that as a question of surprise going, what are you doing here? I mean, what is your purpose, or why are you journeying with us or joining with us over the next 10 or so weeks?
I'm a college student, as you can tell, right? I look as young as most college students do, but I have the little ID card from Trinity that actually says that, so that's pretty impressive, right?
10% off everything?
Oh, absolutely. I have my.
If only there were places open to get 10% off, but that's another conversation.
But anyway, no, as part of my training, I have to do placement.
Okay.
And so last year, I was blessed to be able to do my placement in Cavan Parish Church with Canterbury. And this year, I'm very, very fortunate and glad to be here.
And you picked us as your #1 choice for placement, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
be honest.
Okay, yeah, put me on the spot here. No, this is actually, I don't want to say it was forced upon me because of the COVID-19, but no, it was a pragmatic response to keep me from having to cross international borders or something like that, and to keep me within the county. So.
I mean, joking aside, part of the college experience is going to different places and experiencing different ways of worship, different places of worship, and you were, due to your placement, just north of the border in Enniskillen,
yes. But
as you said, COVID has put paid to that for the meantime. So the bishop then asked, would I facilitate you coming along? And that didn't take a whole lot of thought from my perspective, and I don't think from yours either. So Andy, it's great to have you here with us. It's a blessing. Whatever way you've had to come, it's a blessing to have you here with us, and I look forward to the next 10 or so weeks in sharing in this time of worship. Your placement specifically is a Sunday morning placement or a worship placement. I know there are others where you would be out doing pastoral visits and those kind of things. It's not that placement. It's specifically on Sunday mornings, the leading and preaching and teaching and all of those things that come on a Sunday morning. So it's great to have you here with us.
Thank you.
And I look forward to that journey wherever it brings us over these Sundays together. And just be at home. I'm sure you'll feel that anyway, but just feel at home as we join in this time together.